the betting, the not so much anymore, is more down to my own fault. I need to get studying again to get the edge back. But yeah, it's a great product. I love the exchange. It's really, in my opinion, one of the better bookmakers, if not the best bookmaker out there.
Race number 2, this will greet the bipod players. You'll need to get those bets on at 12:30. So bipod players, note race number 2 being a 9-race program will be the opening call, and at 12:30 when those gates crash back, don't get left. For race number 2 over the 1200 meter trip, we do have a rerun of number 9, which is Star Performer, who made the debut. And also keep an eye in that race. Number 3, Andy Kugel, finished back in that 5th position. And that races with the blue geometric shapes, red sleeves, red and blue. But the horse Star Performer was up there. And let's take a look at Star Performer. And then Craig Udy and Vaughan Marshall. Let's see what they got to say.
The 300 meter marker. Main Defender down the middle's trying to pour on the pressure. Main Defender comes at Star Performer inside the 200. Main Defender and Star Performer. Star Performer, Errol's Legacy getting into it late on. Star Performer, Main Defender, Errol's Legacy, but Main Defender won it. Probably Errol's Legacy second. Star Performer, jury's out. Next line.
Yeah, I think the same comments apply to Professor Lupin. He's a smart colt. If I'd been able to have one gallop with him, I think he would have been a hard horse to beat. But it's a learning curve for him, and I think he'll run a decent sort of a race.
Equity Share, also another horse that was really naughty, and we gelded him, and he's just changed. A horse that will also improve a lot from that run. Goosebumps, another one, as we said, we just gelded. His first run wasn't bad, only 5 lengths off them, and he's come along from that the gelding and from that run. So he'll run a nice race, but also improve. The Business, a horse we gelded quite early because he wasn't quite showing what we'd hoped he was. Improved really improved with that gelding, and we expect him to run a nice race, but another that'll improve a lot from this run.
Just having a look at the betting for race number 2, where number 9, Star Performer, is currently around 16-10. We are pre-recording early on Saturday morning, so subject to a number of changes. It's very early on Saturday morning for the Sunday meeting, around 16-10, number 9, Star Performer. The first timer, number 11, Professor Lupin. You heard from Vaughan Marshall. He's a very smart type. One gallop, and he probably would have been a hard horse to beat. So keep a close eye on this individual. He's obviously way above average, and that's the reason they've come to KwaZulu-Natal, probably looking at that 1200 meter race on the Scottsville Big Sprint Race Day. Master Cash, number 12, is at 4-1. I'm not sure if there's been interest in the horse, because it was around about 8-1 when I opened the betting, or they've just adjusted with all the different sites opening up. And then number 3, Andy Kugel, could be the value at around 8-1. Now, the key to the rerun is watching how forward number 9, Star Performer, was. He's a horse who came out. When he went down to the start, I remember calling that race. He had a fluent action, and he looked pretty race ready. He went down to the start pretty much knowing the business, although a little bit green, which I expected to be. However, number 3, Andy Kugel, in the running, you could see he was all over the place. He was lost early on, and he had a faster 400 to finish than the favorite. So he had a 24.2 400 to finish, whereas number 9, Star Performer, was 24.5. So the values with number 8, Andy Kugel. However, I am going to go with number 9, Star Performer, a very forward debut. He covers the ground fluently, and there was money for him first time out. Then we're going to look at number 7, Goosebumps. That will be the second selection, because the Cliffhanger form line, there was money for a horse called Warrior of Royalty and also for Cliffhanger, and they had a titanic struggle down to the wire. Of course, Cliffhanger from the Yogas Governor stable also found a lot of support on that occasion and managed to win, and a certain Warrior of Royalty came out and he absolutely obliterated the opposition, eased up 6 lengths next time out, and a horse called Omelo has also come from the form line. So number 7, Goosebumps, he's had the 67 days off the track, and he's a horse that you need to keep a very, very close eye on. Number 3, Andy Kugel. He did find support first time out from 16 to 1 down 8 to 1, and as I mentioned, had the faster finish, 400 to finish, than the favourite number 9, Star Performer. So it's just a matter of which horse has come on leaps and bounds. Both of them will come on with the run under the belt. And then number 12, Master Cash. That is another runner that you'll have to keep a very, very close eye on. Just getting back to number 7, Goosebumps. After that first run behind Cliffhanger, that was on the 1st of February, he was gelded on the 16th of February. So the stable must have said, we're going to give him a bit of a break, we're going to geld him, he's not really concentrating, and that could make the world of difference. So the opening leg of the bipart, I am going to go number 9, Star Performer, but perhaps include number 7, Goosebumps, or number 3, Andy Kugel, just to be on the safe side, and then watch the betting if there's any activity for number 1, Atlantic Eagle. That's a wrap for race number 2.
It's Donovan Everett from Cape Racing, and I'd just like to say it's an absolute pleasure to be involved with Intrabet and Cape Breeders in this golf day today here at Pearl Valley. It's fantastic for the industry to see all the relevant stakeholders coming down and having a good time and networking, and it's exactly what the industry needs right now in terms of moving forward and recreating some positivity to take us forward into the next year.